with Couch
Wait till
Potato.
it says live. Oh, you're good now. You're
Okay.
good.
Hello, guys. I don't know if it already started, but I guess I'll say this again. Hello, guys. This is Vanity Sorky here with Couch Potato 810.
Hey
Um,
guys.
and we will be doing Pixar movies ranked.
In
So,
celebration of the new Toy Story 4 movie.
Yep.
We both saw it and we thought it was fine.
Okay. So, my screen is being shared, right?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. So,
I'll watch the stream on my iPad. So you keep going.
so number 21 is Brave. So, Brave, in my opinion, I'm going to state my opinion first for these, and Christian will talk about his. So, in my opinion, Brave,
Oh, it's like
it's girly, and I don't know, it's not necessarily girly.
It's swapping. It keeps swapping to mine. Can you screen
So
share?
just make it so it's presenting to me.
I don't know. Oh wait. Okay, I don't know how to do that on. Oh wait, no,
Just present me to everyone.
I don't know how to do that on mobile.
Press on me and press present to everyone.
I don't know.
Whatever. Okay, so number 21 was Brave.
Swapping to me. Oh, it's fine.
So number 21 was Brave. Thing is, so Brave, I wasn't 8 when it came out. I was turning 8 I was turning 8 like the next month. So it's girly. For an 8-year-old boy, this is a girly movie that I like, ew. So Brave Plus is a weaker Pixar film. It's just not as good as the other 20 Pixar films.
And I thought it was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
You know how the mom turns into a bear. Spoiler alert, but no one's gonna be watching this movie anymore. So like
in 7 years.
Yeah.
So on to number 20. The Good Dinosaur. Okay. So basically, I kept year released on here by accident, whatever. It just says year released instead of just the year. So Good Dinosaur. I think this is like just like universally known as the weak Pixar film. Like most people think
instead of the Good Dinosaur, it's like the weak Pixar film.
Most people like think of Cars 2 as the worst Pixar film. This is just that Pixar film that no one really knows. No one cares about this. It's not a great Pixar film.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I was 11 when it came out.
Bad because that kid looks really weird, but like, you know.
It's just not a great film.
No.
Now, these two films are basically the two Pixar films that we don't really like. They're the only two Pixar films that we don't really like. The other 19 films are great. I love them. They're nostalgic. Well, some of them are nostalgic. Some of them aren't really nostalgic. But the next 19 are really good films. Now, yes, one of them you might not agree with, but let's just move on. Number 19, Monsters University. Monsters University, it's just...
I loved it.
It's not needed. It's like a prequel that's just like not needed. It's just, it didn't need to happen. It was kind of like...
yeah, it is a prequel. That's why I thought it came out first.
Yeah, it's just a safe movie that Pixar made just to like... I went to see it at theaters. I was like 9, I was 8, but I turned 9 a month later. So I loved it. Watching it, looking back on it now, it's not that great of a movie, but it's interesting. It's a good addition to the Pixar. Once again, one of the weaker Pixar films. There's not that many great Pixar sequels. The Toy Story sequels are good, Cars sequels, but this is just a good film. That's a good film. Number 18 is A Bug's Life. A lot of people love this movie. People hate this movie. Thing is, similar to me and Christian's relationship with Cars, this is a movie that you love if you were born around the time it came out. Like me and Christian were born around the time Cars came out. If you were born, I guess, around like 1995 to 1990. 1995 to 1990. 1995, sorry. 1995 to 1990, like 9-ish. This is probably one of your favorite childhood movies, and I understand that. But I was born...
I actually think that the bugs are pretty cute.
I was born 6 years after this movie came out.
The fat one, the cat, like that's my favorite.
Heimlich.
Yeah.
So A Bug's Life, good movie. I like the movie. It kind of creeped me out as a little kid, but a lot of people have a better connection to it if they were born in the late 90s. Like my sister loves A Bug's Life. She was born in 1999. She loves this movie. I don't. It's a good movie, enjoyable movie. Just it's for different people. Coco.
Medium.
I'm gonna get slammed for putting Coco here. Everyone loves Coco. The thing is, I'm just not a fan. It's kind of creepy to me. You got to transport to the land of the dead. I didn't like the Book of Life. I like Coco better than the Book of Life, like substantially better than the Book of Life. But not a big fan of Coco. Better.
You know, it's his opinion, so yeah, respect his opinion.
Yeah. Unlike my NFL videos that everyone hated.
Yeah, guys. No.
But
So
what do you have to say about this? I know you kind of like this one.
I haven't seen the whole movie, but I've seen like the first 10 minutes. And it's like the mom is savage. That's my note.
Yeah.
She like spanks him at the beginning, right?
Something like that. I saw it around the time I saw it when it went on Netflix because I didn't watch it in theaters because no one else would watch it.
Oh yeah, I think I saw it on Netflix too.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom, so you go over some of the things.
Number
By the
16.
way, I love Finding Dory.
Yeah. Number 16, Finding Dory. For me, the thing is with Finding Dory is I watched it once again when it came out on Netflix, and I watched it in 2 different parts. The first part I watched before my sister's graduation, and then when I got home from my sister's graduation, I watched the second part. So I kind of had it split in half when I watched it, which might be a reason why it's kind of ranked semi-low.
Fun fact, this was like the first time when I watched the movie in theaters, it was like when I realized that Ellen was the voice actor. I was like, wait, I didn't know that.
But the thing is, so Finding Dory, it's a good movie. I'm not going to say it's a bad movie. I enjoyed it. I liked Finding Nemo, and you'll see where Finding Nemo places on this list, and you'll realize that I like Finding Nemo. But Finding Dory, once again, unnecessary sequel, a safer movie for Pixar to make because they knew that they could make it good, but they didn't want to make it like they were safe with it. People are gonna like it. It's Finding Nemo.
It's really funny.
The whales were funny. Hank was kind of creepy. The octopus or septopus, whatever it is.
What was that thing? The one with the horn, or like her best friend or something. I thought that was pretty cute.
Yeah. So yeah, Finding Dory, number 16, came out in 2016. It's number 16 on my list. Okay, 15, Ratatouille. Interesting story behind Ratatouille. So first things first, I hated Ratatouille when I first saw it in theaters back in 2007. I just didn't like it. Just didn't like it. Creepy, rats, food. And another thing is, when I got home from seeing Ratatouille in theaters, I was 3 years old, 2 before I turned 3. Me and my sister, we were in our living room watching Disney Channel. So it was like Hannah Montana, The Sweet Life back then. My sister was like, yo, do you want to go get us like a snack? And I'm like, sure. I sprinted, slipped, bashed my head on my foyer table, and I had to go to the hospital and get stitches in my head after I saw Ratatouille. So interesting history with me and Ratatouille. Bad memories. I rewatched it a few years ago. I liked it much better than I liked it 10 years before. Still not a huge fan. Still kind of creepy. Those scenes where all the rats are in the kitchen just makes me kind of sick. But it's a good movie. Cute, not cute. Disgusting. But makes me hungry.
And my opinion is, I love this movie. It's so, I don't know. I would have placed this super high on the line. I mean, low on the, wait, you know what I mean.
You should make your own ranking of it.
Yes, I might one time.
You should. That would be a good idea. Okay. Number 14, Cars 2. Okay, listen. I know that people hate this movie for some reason. I was 6 going on 7 when this came out. I was like the target age for Cars 2, and I loved Cars 2 when I was little.
Me too. It was my favorite Cars movie, which now that I'm saying that out loud, I can't be a true Cars fan if that's my favorite one. So I actually do like the original, obviously. It's the best.
So this movie, if this movie came out now, I probably wouldn't like it. But the thing is, I have a nostalgia for this movie since I was young when it came out. And I just love it. It's just action-packed. It's exciting. But I can't place it high on the list. It's Cars 2. It's just like not a movie that you can replace high on the list. But it's a good movie. I love Cars 2, and nothing will ever change that. No matter what people say, Cars 2 will always have a special place in my heart. But I do have to rank it here on my list because it's just Cars 2. It would be
Yeah,
higher if it
like
was
Mission
better.
Impossible thing.
Just Cars 2. 13 Incredibles 2. Another one that I might get critically panned about. Critically panned. I might get like panned about because it's just Incredibles 2. It's not as good as the original. Clearly, I put it lower than the original. It's interesting. I'll give it that. Came out 14 years after the original. Incredibles 2 and the original Incredibles came out when I was like 3 months old. So it's interesting. So I basically grew up with the Incredibles. So this was an interesting addition. It's a good movie. It was a big deal when it came out because everyone who watched Incredibles when they were younger was older and they were at an age where this was happening. This came out right after Infinity War, so superhero movies were huge. Good movie. What do you have to say about it?
I watched it in 3D.
I didn't. I don't like 3D.
Which is crazy because like the person with the goggles, like
Mhm.
it's like epilepsy at that point.
Yeah.
When you're watching it in 3D, I ended up taking off my glasses for a little bit.
Yeah, but it makes it a little bit blurry.
Yeah, I.
That's why I just don't like watching things in 3D. I just want to get like the real movie experience, not the
Yeah,
3D.
I went with Gong Hee, so it was him that
Mhm.
did that.
Number 12, we got Cars
It
3.
was like, you did this to me.
Another movie that Cars 3 is another movie that I enjoy, but it's not great. I mean, it's really good. I enjoy Cars 3. Halves is the least nostalgic for me. Thing is, an interesting story.
Obviously, since it came out,
Yeah,
like
this came out right as Christian, like right. This is like right before Christian moved away from like where I live. It was right before that. So this was basically like the last thing that we like did was we were into cars and then he moved.
Yeah, like literally my last video in my old house was some car stuff. I probably should have made a moving video where I like went toward my house before I left it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
so this
can basically see that in my
so this
videos.
movie does have a special place in both of our hearts, but it's just not a great not one of the better Pixar movies, not top 10 worthy. Number 11, Inside Out. A lot of people love Inside Out. For me, I mean, it's a good movie. I was so excited to see it when it came out, and I wasn't disappointed. It's a good movie. But is it like if you wonder, I forgot to tell you, I did make a Pixar movies ranked back in 2015. I made the video private. It's an awful video. I put this, I think, number 7, but there was only 15 movies back then, so it's a bit different. But this was a good movie. And what do you have to say about it, Christian?
It's pretty funny, but yeah, I don't know. There's
It's
some
different.
like I wonder what's going on inside your head. Why? Have you seen that the YMCA Inside Out meme?
No, but I might check into
Watch it
it.
after. It's
Yeah, this is just an different approach. I think every Pixar movie is something different, and it makes it good. Toy Story, talking toys. That's something that's never been done before. Very good. Monsters under your bed. Interesting. Cars. So every Pixar movie is very interesting. There's only a few Pixar movies that are basic. Good Dinosaur. And yeah. Number 10, Toy Story 2. Another Pixar movie that a lot of people love. Ever since I was little, when there was only two Toy Stories when I was little, I always thought of this as that Toy Story movie that wasn't as good as the other one. And when the third one came out, it's just, for me, it's just, I'm not going to say boring, but like that part in the middle where they're just hanging out in like the toy museum, where they're just hanging out in the toy barn, it's not a fun movie. It's just like, it's interesting, but it's just like, I don't know how to explain it. This is a good movie. I love Toy Story 2. It's just definitely the worst out of the four movies for me. How about you, Christian? Have you even seen Toy Story 2?
a long time ago, yes, but like it's been a long time, so yeah.
So good movie. Good movie. Number 9, Toy Story 4 just came out. So Toy Story 4. This is what I have to say about Toy Story 4. Screw the ending. The ending sucked. I hated the ending. It's sad. It's depressing. It's It's a good movie. I do have to admit, it's a really good movie. I do wish that like Slinky, the Potato Heads, Ham, Rex, Bullseye,
Yeah,
Jesse,
they
and the
needed
Animal.
more screen time,
Yeah,
They
and if
could
you look
have
on
this.
the poster, the aliens are on the poster, but they were barely even in all the other droids were barely in the movie. They
You know,
barely,
I didn't even see the aliens when I watched the movie, and I watched it like an hour ago. So yeah,
yeah. Forky was kind of annoying. Bo Peep was so much
I loved
different.
Forky. Bo
Duck
Peep
and
was
Bunny,
really cool.
Duck and Bunny were funny. Kaboom was funny. Gabby Gabby is just creepy.
I thought it
But
was kind of sad that part.
yeah, but
But let's not go like. Well, we should have said put spoiler warning in the title.
maybe we'll see.
This
I'll
movie
be
literally came out like 6 days ago.
Yeah.
I want to be spoiling.
So Toy Story 4, great movie, and yeah. Number 8, Up. I have a lot of nostalgia for Up. I was 4. I hate my birthday's in August because all movies come out in June, so it's like 2 months before my birthday.
A lot of movies this year are coming out in August.
Yeah.
Like August 9th is that date to
Mm-hmm.
to watch a movie. Just
2 days
go
after my
watch a movie
birthday.
on August 9th.
I'm not watching a movie. None of the movies coming out on August 9th. I'm going to go watch Dora and the Forbidden City. Yeah, let's go watch Dora and the Forbidden City on August 9th.
Oh yeah, that does come out. There's some other movies.
Okay.
I think it's Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Yeah. Number 8, Up. I loved Up when I was little. Doug, so funny. I miss you and I love you, squirrel. Kevin's is great. When I was little, I always used to like squawk at people. I was like squawk because of Kevin. I just love Up. It's just so nostalgic for me. And I remember seeing it in theaters. It was one of the first movies I saw in theaters. The first movie I ever saw in theaters was Cars. Then
My first
Ratatouille.
movie was either Cars or Ice Age.
I don't think you. It wasn't Ice Age because Ice Age came out 4 years before you were born.
No, like one of the Ice Ages.
Oh, I was like, I don't know if it was Cars
Because I
either.
remember the like sitting in theaters. I had a front row seat, which was
It was probably Ice Age. The one
pretty
that came
great.
out. It
And
was
the
probably
beginning
the one that came out in 2009.
squirrel really freaked me out. Wait,
Anyway,
we were just talking at the same time.
Up, great movie, very nostalgic for me. The first few minutes of Up are really sad. I didn't understand it obviously when I was little because I had no idea what was going on. But now that I watch it, it's like everyone was like so sad, and I was like, why are you all so sad? Like she's dead. Like what?
Yeah, she died.
But yeah, now I do
They,
understand it.
they had like the jar.
Yeah. Anyway, on to number 7, The Incredibles. So as I said before, I've grown up with The Incredibles. It came out 3 months after I was born. And basically, obviously, I didn't watch it when it first came out because I would not have gone to theaters when I was 3 months old. But it's a good movie.
Great. It's such a great movie.
Mhm. Probably my favorite superhero movie. Not gonna lie, my favorite movie that came out in 2004, definitely the year I was born. There's some great
Does
movies.
it count as a superhero movie?
Yeah, it does. Some great movies came out in 2004. This, Home on the Range, the SpongeBob movie. The Shark Tale isn't a great movie, but Shark Tale is awful. It looks bad. It is bad. Don't watch
I
Shark
saw Shark Tale like 3 times. I don't know why.
But Incredibles, great movie. Basically grew up with me because I've said it multiple times. So yeah, Incredibles. But I just wish the sequel came out a lot earlier. Maybe the sequel should have came out like 2009, 2010. That's when the sequel should have come out, not 2018. Like what? Anyway, number 6, Wally. Christian didn't want me to put Wally this high because
Well, no,
what?
Well, I don't. I haven't seen Wally. I did, but I was like really little.
Thing is, I do have to admit, Wally is a boring movie, but I loved Wally like the robot when I was little. So it's such a nostalgic movie for me. I was about to turn 4 when it came out. So I think I saw Wally in theaters. Wally was like the third movie I saw in theaters, something like that. So a lot of nostalgia for me. That one plant saves the world. And that's so cool. And one of the best Pixar quotes of all time, it came from Wally. I don't want to survive. I want to live. One of the best movie quotes of all time.
This is
Can't,
getting dramatic. They put in some big feelings in this thing.
Because Pixar is just a childhood.
It's
I
like
grew up with
Pixar
these
is
movies.
my life, and it's like
I grew up with
Pixar
these
merging
movies.
with Disney now. It's like what?
I basically grew up with all these movies. Basically,
We all
every movie
did.
that came out before
I
2010, I
don't.
grew up
I
with.
can't think of any but like someone like louder. I mean, louder, older, louder. I don't know what I
Okay, now on to the
did.
top five. I'm just gonna say these top five films are probably the five best animated films of all time. There might be some that are in the
That
running, but
is in all of them, but
these are arguably the five best animated films of all time.
in our opinion,
Yeah, but probably is. One of these movies you're not gonna most people don't agree with, but me and Christian love the movie that you'll see. Okay, number five is Toy Story. Now you might ask, wait, Toy Story is before Toy Story 3? We'll get to that. Toy Story is old as crap. It's older than me. It's older than Christian. I should have said Christian first because Christian's younger than me. It's older than it's older than me. It's older than my sister. It's older than someone born in 1996 because it came out in 1995. This animation is old. It is dated. It is kind of gross. It's a good movie. It's the first ever computer animated movie ever. So obviously I have to give it that. There would be no Cars. There would be no Finding Nemo. There would be no Bugs Life. There would be no Incredibles. There would be no other movies like Bolt and Frozen if it weren't for Toy Story,
Frozen.
which we have to give Toy Story props for that. Toy Story started it all, and it's the one movie that basically, if Toy Story didn't exist, computer animated movies probably wouldn't be either they wouldn't exist or they wouldn't have taken off till a lot later, and we wouldn't have gotten some of these classic movies that we've already named on this list and that before that we haven't named yet would not have happened if it weren't for this movie. So Toy Story, props to you. Great movie, and you started something great. You just look really dated now. Okay, number
Yeah.
four, Toy Story 3. This came out. A cool thing is I was on a Disney cruise, and I was able to see this movie before it came out. So yeah, that's just one thing. So Toy Story 3. I love this
I
movie.
loved it.
It's just one of those movies that since I wasn't alive for the first two movies, this was the first Toy Story that I was alive for. So, and I saw it in theaters. I saw it on a theater on a cruise ship, so it's a lot different. It's different. Theaters on cruise ships are a lot different than theaters in movie theaters. Just so you know, Toy Story, it's just that ending when they're in the incinerator.
And
It's
they
just
all
like,
hold hands.
are they gonna die? If it wasn't for those aliens, they would be dead.
Those
So,
aliens, like they should get a pay raise for that. For
just the
their
person who
minimum
says
wage
two.
jobs at like Taco Bell. I don't know what I'm saying.
But yeah, Toy Story 3, my opinion, best Toy Story film. A lot of people disagree. Most people think the original's the best. A lot of people think the second one's the best. Some people think the fourth one's the best. I don't know. I don't know why anyone think the fourth one's the best. I don't know why it's not. I don't know. Number three, Monsters Inc. A classic. This was, I think, the second movie my sister.
Mike Wazowski.
The first movie my sister ever saw in theaters was Shrek, of course.
I love Shrek.
So Monsters Inc.
Life.
2001. This came out 2 months after the 9/11 attacks. I don't know why I mentioned that, but I did.
Yeah. Never.
So Monsters Inc. Iconic movie. Some of the most iconic quotes of all time, like Mike Wazowski. Iconic characters. It's just a movie that my childhood.
Been my eye on you, Mike.
My sister obviously has more of an attachment to this movie than I do, as she was basically this. Since she was born in 1999, this was her my Cars. This was her Cars, I guess, because it came out the year we turned two. So yeah, Monsters Inc.
You've made so many funny analogies in this video.
Now, one thing is, Randy terrified me when I was little. I freaking hated Randy.
I know, in because I think I saw Monsters University first. Which is actually a good thing.
Mhm.
Which is pretty funny because it's a prequel. But
Yeah,
like that guy
yeah, he's cute in Monsters University, but he's really scary in Monsters Inc. He might be the scariest Pixar villain. Gabby's pretty creepy. Okay, number
she's
two.
she's not really a villain because she was like,
Well,
let's not talk about that.
Number
We're
two,
allowed
Finding
to
Nemo.
spoil all we want. We just have to write spoilers in the cover.
Finding Nemo was the last Pixar movie that came out before I was born. I don't know why I had to say that, but it's pretty important
It's
that this was
important because it
the
came out
last.
before he was born, so
This
so
is
he
the
didn't
last
have
Pixar
opinion on
movie.
it at the time.
So obviously, I don't have any nostalgia for when it first came out because there was still a year left before I even existed. But some people have, like my sister. She was like, she was 3 when it came out, almost 4. So she has a lot of nostalgia for this movie. I don't. I mean, no, I have nostalgia for it, but I don't have nostalgia when it first came out. Like obviously, I loved this movie when I was little. I watched it all the time. One of my favorites. So this is a great movie. Great iconic characters: Nemo, Dory, Bruce, Crush.
I loved it.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's
Crush is probably one of the most iconic characters of all time. It's like Shaw, dude,
what?
Bruce. Fish are friends, not food. Like iconic characters. Great movie. Year before I was born. That's very important. So yeah, Finding Nemo. Now our number one, Cars. This isn't a joke. This isn't some kind of stupid prank. It's not April 1st. We
It's
love
April 2nd. No.
Cars.
It's June 26th.
So Cars
Welcome to the future.
is a movie. Cars is just an iconic movie for our. If you were born between the years, I'm going to say 1998 or 1999 to 2006, this movie is a huge part of your childhood. This is the first movie I ever saw in theaters. I love this movie when I was little. I have so many Cars diecast. I was obsessed. This movie holds.
Like literally right now, I'm gonna pull out my childhood Lightning McQueenies right here. Ha! Okay.
I have mine,
Oh,
but
this is not my childhood Lightning McQueen. Never mind. I need to get that was it was like the deodorant Lightning McQueen. Here it is.
yeah, I have my childhood Lightning McQueen
He's
in the basement.
that I
But Cars is one of the few movies that when I watch it, I get the chills because it's so nostalgic. There are very few movies that do that. There is maybe some Thomas movies give me the chills when I watch it, but Cars is just so nostalgic for me. It, I just love Cars, and I know you love it too.
yeah, I
I
love
know.
it.
Listen, if I hate it when like little kids that are like young, like maybe like born from like 2007 to like 2010, they're like, "Oh my god, I love Cars. I've grown up with Cars." Like, dude, you weren't even live when the first one came out. You have a pass since it was still in theaters when you were born, but not if you were born in 2007. Do not say you grew up with Cars. Okay, listen, you weren't alive.
2007. You can grow up with Cars.
No.
What if you got a Cars toy and then you played with it your whole life from 2007? Literally only a year after the original movie came out.
This is bothers. Like people are like, "Oh my god, I love Cars. Cars
This
like
is
a
really
childhood."
offending
No, it's not.
to
Well,
those
I'm not.
millennials
I
out
guess
there.
I always have to live with the fact that I was alive when Cars came out. So I mean, I'm fine with it. But like, I don't know.
You
People,
always brag about that. You're just like, yeah, I was born when Cars came out. Well,
but
not really, but like, you know what I mean.
I was not born until it's okay. But I'm gonna spend a lot of time because like Cars, it's one of those movies that like people don't. It just people associate as a kids movie. Like it's not people
I just
clearly.
thought of something. So like Matt was born in like 2004. Can I say
Yeah, I don't care.
2004 BC before Cars?
And you were born. You want me to say? Or I know you. I know you. Okay.
No, even though it's
Okay.
kind of obvious, but no.
So, I hate it when people say that Cars is only a kids movie. There's a lot of dirty jokes in Cars. Like for example,
I know,
Lady
right?
McQueen
Like
at the gas
he's like,
station. Lady McQueen is like, Doc won 3 piston cups. And then Beta was like, they did what in his cups? Like, that's a joke that I was like,
I
what?
was mentioned that one.
And then when I grew up, I realized they pissed in his cup. Yeah, okay, I get it. And
Wait, do cars go pee?
yeah, leaking
That's
oil.
a theory for another day. A film theory. Okay, sorry.
Then when cars leak oil. So, listen, I know you guys probably don't. You probably agree with our list, kind of. You guys just don't like that Cars is number one. And I understand it. Cars is an iffy movie that
What if people like cars? What are you gonna say to that?
you have good taste.
Yeah, I like cars.
We have nostalgia for Cars. A lot of people don't. My sister doesn't.
Nostalgia goggles are really cloudy here, but it's pretty clear, which is pretty ironic, but pretty clear.
What you even
It
just
is a
said?
good movie.
Like my sister likes it. My sister was born in 1999, so she obviously has nostalgia for it. She's actually the reason I even went to see it because my sister was in first grade. She was finishing up first grade. My sister was like, "Can we go see Cars?" And they took me because I loved Thomas at the time, and it was talking vehicle. So like, okay, Matt will probably like this movie. I like the movie. If you haven't realized yet, think of it. If my parents didn't take me to that movies that day, I probably might not even have the same childhood. Okay, I probably would. I would have seen Cars eventually.
Okay, stop with your speech.
Shut up, you weren't alive when it came out. So,
Oh,
Cars, great movie.
I loved it though. I loved Cars
I've spent way too much time on Cars, and all I can say is that
and money.
thank you for watching. Cars was just that movie.
Wait,
That
are you gonna do like your face thing?
nah, I'm not. You could just Cars. So
Oh, you
yeah.
literally searched up Cars. Wow.
I know that you don't really like that. I'm not you. I know that you might not agree with the list, but it's our opinion. Well, my opinion, basically. He had a little bit of a say in it, but he's thinking about making his own video. And I'm interested to see how he ranks every Pixar movie because I know it'll be a bit different. I think our number ones will be the same, but I know he wants Ratatouille higher
You
and
never.
wants some.
I love Ratatouille.
But we'll
But
have to
it'll
wait and see.
probably be like number dose.
So go check out his
I'm not gonna
channel.
say the actual number because then I'll be spoiling. But
Couch
he won't
Potato
listen, and so like whatever.
Couch Fairway 10 Productions. Go subscribe to him. He's gonna
There's
make.
no productions anymore. Just Couch Potato at 10.
So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe today. Another thing, Manyland series. Since Google Hangouts on Air is going away, we're gonna have to make. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we'll think of something. We'll find a way. We'll find a way. If
A
we
reference to something?
what?
Is that a reference to something?
It's Drake and Josh theme song. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe today. Bye. We'll
Bye.
probably bye.